Imagine this. You are running on a treadmill, sweat beading on your forehead, your lungs burning. On the screen in front of you, a glowing orb labeled happiness floats just inches from your grasp. You run faster, you push harder. Your entire life has become this single, desperate pursuit. Yet the orb remains perpetually out of reach. This isn't just a dream. This is the silent, exhausting architecture of your life. You have been sold a promise that happiness is the destination, the prize for achieving the right job, the perfect relationship, the ideal body. But what if this entire chase is the very source of your suffering? What if the relentless pursuit of a fleeting feeling is what systematically drains your strength, leaving you feeling hollow and anxious when the feeling inevitably fades? You are trying to capture a sunset in a bottle, and in the process, you are missing the sky. The greater your effort, the more profound the sense of lack becomes. This is the central paradox of modern existence. The direct pursuit of happiness is what guarantees you will never be truly content. So what is the alternative? If not happiness, then what should we be building? The answer is not a different destination, but an entirely different kind of strength. The engine of this futile chase is not a personal failure, but a societal one. We are conditioned to believe happiness is a commodity to be acquired, a state of perpetual comfort and positive emotion. But the great minds saw the trap clearly. Carl Jung warned that the pursuit of pure light only creates a longer, darker shadow. By rejecting our pain, our anger, our fear, we do not eliminate them. We banish them to the unconscious, where they grow into monsters that control us from the dark. Friedrich Nietzsche pierced through the lie with his hammer, declaring, "What does not kill me makes me stronger." But we have misinterpreted this. It is not the mere survival of hardship, but the willful engagement with it that forges strength. We live in an age engineered by what Aldous Huxley foresaw, a brave new world, anesthetized by distraction and the promise of easy pleasure, where we are conditioned to love our servitude, to fear any intense, meaningful suffering. We are taught to seek comfort, not competence, to avoid all friction. But a sword is forged in fire and hammer blows. It is not assembled from pleasant thoughts. This cultural conditioning has made us psychologically fragile. So, what is the true, devastating cost of this fragility? What has this silent, comfortable chase for happiness actually stolen from you? If these hidden forces that shape your suffering are resonating with you, subscribe for more. We are just beginning to uncover the layers of this psychological trap, and the path to breaking free requires this deep understanding. Let me know in the comments what part of this conditioning has felt most true in your own life. The consequence of this fragility is a life lived within an invisible, shrinking cage. Your world becomes smaller, not by force, but by choice. You avoid the difficult conversation that could lead to a deeper connection. You abandon the ambitious project because the risk of failure feels too painful. You choose the familiar misery over the uncertain joy. This is the tyranny of the comfort zone, a self-imposed prison where the walls are built from your own unchallenged fears. Neurologically, you are strengthening the neural pathways of avoidance, teaching your brain that discomfort is a danger to be fled, not a signal to be interpreted. This is how potential withers. This is how a midlife crisis is born, not from a sudden realization of missed opportunities, but from the slow, dawning horror of a life deferred in the name of seeking safety and pleasant feelings. You become a spectator in your own existence, watching your deepest desires through a thick pane of glass, wondering why your life feels so unreal, so weightless. You have been seeking happiness, but you have been systematically building a life devoid of the very things that make it meaningful: struggle, mastery, and purpose. But if this is the trap, what is the key? How do you shatter the glass and step into a life of substance? The answer is not to find a new path, but to become a different kind of traveler entirely. The rebellion begins with a single heretical decision: to stop asking, "How do I feel?" and start asking, "What can I endure?" This is the fundamental shift from the pursuit of happiness to the cultivation of strength. It is the philosophy of the stoic, the warrior, and the resilient. It is not the suppression of emotion, but the mastery of it. Your goal is no longer to calm the storm, but to learn to sail your ship in the roughest of seas. This means willingly inviting friction back into your life. It means seeking out the weight, not to crush you, but to forge you. Start small. Take the cold shower. Have the honest conversation. Embrace the boring, disciplined work that builds real skill. This is what Viktor Frankl, surviving the camps, identified as the last of human freedoms: to choose one's attitude in any given set of circumstances. You are not chasing a feeling. You are building an unshakable inner citadel, brick by brick, through voluntary discomfort. You are moving from a state of reactivity, where your emotions dictate your actions, to a state of agency, where your principles do. This is how you reclaim your sovereignty. But this leads to one final, profound question. What awaits you on the other side of this struggle? What is the ultimate truth that makes all this effort not just worthwhile, but sacred? If this blueprint for rebellion and building inner strength is connecting with you, ensure you don't miss what comes next by subscribing. The final realization we are moving toward redefines everything. I want to know your first act of rebellion. Share one small challenge you will embrace this week in the comments below. The ultimate truth is this: strength is not a means to an end. It is the end itself. The pursuit of happiness is a destination addiction, a belief that meaning lies in a future moment. But strength is meaning, made manifest in the present. It is the profound understanding that the struggle is not an obstacle on the path. The struggle is the path. This is what Nietzsche meant when he wrote of amor fati, the love of one's fate. It is to not merely bear what is necessary, but to love it. To see your anxieties, your losses, your deepest fears as the very raw material from which your character is sculpted. The goal was never to reach a peak where the wind no longer blows, but to become the mountain that stands unshaken by any storm. Happiness, you will find, is not a prize to be seized. It is a fleeting, beautiful, and utterly secondary byproduct of a life lived with purpose, courage, and depth. It arrives unexpectedly, in moments of total engagement with a worthy challenge, and then it passes, as all things do. Stop chasing the weather. Build a different sky. Become the unshakable ground upon which your entire existence stands. If this final truth has shifted something within you, subscribe for more content designed not to just entertain, but to fundamentally change your perspective. This is just the beginning of a deeper conversation. Tell me in the comments, what does becoming the mountain, not chasing the weather, mean to you now?